Elizabeth, Elizabeth, you in there? Where are you?
I'm back here, Hattie.
Here you are. Is there something wrong with your doorbell?
I don't know.
I've been ringing and ringing. Didn't you hear me ring?
Guess not.
Must be something wrong with your buzzer, hmm?
I guess.
Your buzzer just don't buzz.
I'll have it checked. Come in, sit a spell.
A person could die out there in the heat, just buzzing themselves to death. Buzz, buzz, buzz.
I'll have it checked.
Lord, it's like an oven out here. It's like an oven under here. Why don't we go inside where it's cool?
Can't. The air conditioner's busted. Called Fuller Noise. They're gonna send somebody out.
Lord, first your buzzer don't buzz, now your AC's on the blink. Looks like all your modern conveniences are turning on you, girl.
Can I get you something?
No, I'm fine.
Coffee?
Nuh-uh, I'm fine.
Iced tea?
Really, I'm fine.
Would you like some bourbon?
On the rocks with a splash of water.
You look beat.
I'm not beat. I'm in a frenzy.
What are you in a frenzy about?
I'll wait till you get back. I'm catching my breath.
What are you out of breath for?
Mainly from buzzing your buzzer.
I'll have it checked. Here.
Thanks.
Nice dress, Hattie.
Thanks, but it looked better on the mannequin than it does on me. Say, where's that worthless husband of yours?
Roy?
No, Burt Reynolds. I noticed that his almighty Thunderbird wasn't out front.
Oh, he's in town about something.
Don't tell me he's actually going to get a job.
Hattie, don't start.
Okay. Say, you feel all right?
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. You look kind of flushed.
Oh, must be the heat.
Yeah, just must be the heat.
So, what are you in a frenzy about?
Oh, yeah. Today I went through living hell.
What did you do?
I went shopping with my children.
That bad, huh?
Disastrous. When my kids hit a department store, they go berserk. I think it activates something in their glands. We hadn't been in J.C. Penney's 5 minutes before they scattered in all direction. Now you take my little Cheryl.
Uh-huh.
Now, she's a sweet little thing, but bless her heart, she's a thief.
A thief?
It's time I faced facts, Elizabeth. My daughter is a kleptomaniac. As soon as we got into that store, she started stuffing her pockets, stuffing her clothing. She ran away from me, and 10 minutes later, I saw her. I barely recognized my only daughter. She looked like a beach ball with legs.
Did you make her put it all back?
Yes, but it does no good. Thieving's in her blood.
Where do you suppose she gets it?
From Vernon Jr.
And where was Vernon Jr. all this time?
He was in the hardware department,
Doing what?
chasing his brother with a hammer.
Chasing little Roger?
Yep,
And what was little Roger doing?
screaming.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord is right. And somehow, Vernon Jr. broke a solid steel J.C. Penney hammer.
How can you break a solid steel hammer?
Don't ask me. When it comes to destruction, Vernon Jr. is a genius. But I tell you, it's the last time I go shopping with those kids.
Where are the kids now?
I took the little darlings over to Vern's mother's place. She has a nice big house. They ought to have it leveled in about an hour or so. What you doing?
Nothing. Just sit back and relax. Enjoy your drink. I've been putting this off all afternoon.
Here, I'll give you a hand.
Don't be silly.
Hush, I don't even have to think about it. I just put it on automatic pilot and fold.
You don't have to be so particular with those t-shirts. Roy's got a jillion of them.
So does Vernon.
Why do men wear so many t-shirts?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What you looking at?
Nothing.
You got a TV out here.
Yeah, it's an old one. I'll watch it out here some.
Ooh,
What's on?
let's make a deal.
Okay, but keep the volume down. I can't stand to hear them women scream.
I know what you mean. All that yelling. Oh, would you look at that woman?
Where?
There, would you do that?
Do what?
Dress up like a chicken?
Is that what it's supposed to be?
Of course it is. It's a chicken suit. The woman has dressed herself up like a chicken to be on national television.
That's stupid.
Of course it's stupid. Besides, it doesn't even look like a chicken. Chickens don't have bangs. Chickens don't have bangs, and I know I've been around chickens all my life. Oh, God.
What?
Look there. It's her husband.
So?
So she's got him dressed up like a rooster. Bad enough, her dressed up like a chicken. But to get a grown man dressed like a rooster?
I could never get Roy to do that.
I should hope not. A man loses all his masculinity when he's dressed up like a rooster. Look, she can't make up her mind. What would you take, the curtain or the box?
The box.
Why?
Good things come in small packages.
Wrong. Small things come in small packages.
Well, wedding rings come in small packages.
Yeah, but once you have one of those, honey, go for the big stuff.
She chose the curtain.
And it is a dream vacation to British Honduras. Just think of it. British Honduras. Say, where is British Honduras?
South America, I think.
Why would any person want to go there?
Well, she sure does. Look at her jumping up and down. Looks like she's gonna wet her britches.
Well, she can relax because she ain't going.
She just won it.
Well, she's going to unwin it after this commercial.
You've seen this one before?
I've seen them all.
How'd she lose it?
The chick gets greedy and goes for the grand prize.
Does she win?
No. She gets a year's supply of frozen meat pies.
From British Honduras to frozen meat pies.
Yeah. Ain't fate weird.
Commercials on. Want another drink?
Of course I do. The main reason I come over here is to get away from the kids and get bombed. Lord, you just don't know what it's like living in a house full of kids.
No, I don't.
They're all the time underfoot. It's like living with midgets.
You know, I'll take them anytime. Anytime you need a rest.
Honey, couldn't do it. It'd give me a guilty conscience. How's everything? How's Roy?
Oh, you know Roy.
Yeah, I know Roy.
Quit grinning. You don't know him that well.
I've known Roy all my life.
Yeah, but you didn't really get to know him until high school when you dated Wayne Wilder. We'd all go double dating in Roy's Thunderbird.
Don't remind me.
Why not? They were the most eligible boys in Maynard.
Nobody in Maynard is eligible.
I remember we were all going to get married after high school. Me and Roy, Wayne and you.
Yeah. And I ended up with Vernon Beelan.
Yeah. Isn't life funny?
Hilarious.
I'm going to turn off the TV.
No, we haven't seen the grand prize.
But you already know what it is.
Yeah, but you don't.
But I don't want to know.
Sure you do. Quick, sit down. They're about to start. First, they'll open curtain number 2. Wait. Aha! Frozen meat pies. And look there on old Greedy's face. Yeah, she's trying not to act disappointed. Who you kidding, honey? You could have been in British Honduras. Not that it's very nice, probably. Just one big jungle. But it sure beats hell out of frozen meat pies. Now, curtain number 1. An entire new kitchen and utility room ensemble. big deal. Just look at that woman. Disappointment is carved on that face. If there's one thing no woman wants, it's a new stove. Look, now she's crying and she wants us to think those are tears of joy. Baloney. You ain't gonna win no Academy Award with that performance.
Why do you watch this?
Elizabeth, TV game shows have everything. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. Mainly the agony of defeat.
Well, I think it's stupid.
What are you doing?
Turning it off.
Don't you want to know what the grand prize was?
No.
A brand new Lincoln Continental.
Who cares?
Well, you should. It's better than what you drive.
Roy's never gonna get rid of the Thunderbird.
He's had that car since high school.
He loves that car, Hattie.
What's so great about a 1959 pink Thunderbird convertible?
Roy says it's a classic.
It's a piece of junk.
Sometimes. I think he loves that car more than me.
It's only a car.
Yeah, but he says it can take him where he wants to go.
That's stupid. Where does he want to go?
I don't think he has any idea.
Well, good. Good. Well, we better get back to the laundry or we'll never get it done.
Right. God, I hate laundry.
Try doing it for 3 kids.
Week in, week out. It's the same old clothes.
You can only look at so many pairs of Fruit of the Loom before you want to puke.
I'd like to burn everything in this basket and start all over again. Well, everything except this shirt.
Why, that shirt's all frayed.
It is now, but I remember the first time Roy wore this shirt.
When was that?
On our first date. He drove up in the pink Thunderbird in this shirt with all the pearl buttons. He looked just like Paul Newman in HUD.
God, these shorts are big.
What?
These jockey shorts, they're so big. They're for a narrow body, but they're so long.
I guess.
Why, they're so long.
Roy likes them big. He says he needs a lot of room.
Whew, it's hot out here. Lordy, how's a body supposed to keep cool?
Nothing to do but fix a bourbon and Coke and just sit and sweat.
I can't do that.
You can't sweat?
No. Fix a drink in front of the kids.
Why not?
Children learn by example.
So?
Well, all I need is to come home to a house full of kids sitting around drinking margaritas. You don't know what it's like raising a family.
No, I don't.
Let me tell you, summertime is the worst.
What do you do?
I send them outside.
In this heat?
I give them a salt pill and say, play outside.
Don't they collapse from heat prostration?
Anything to slow them down.
I wish you let me take them sometimes.
Elizabeth, you're not used to kids. The strain would kill you. Elizabeth, what are you staring out that road for?
Nothing. Nothing to see.
That's the truth. Nothing green to look at.
But
God, it's depressing living on the edge of a desert.
But just think, millions of years ago, all this land was underwater.
Well, at least it would have been cool.
I like this land, but sometimes it gets too hot and burnt for people. Still too wild and hard for anything to grow. Oh, look, Hattie.
What is it?
Look at that cloud.
It's just a cloud.
Yeah, but look how it's throwing a shadow across the land. God, doesn't that shadow look peaceful? Doesn't it look cool? It reminds me of a cool, dark hand stroking a hot surface. Lately, I felt so hot and hollow inside. I wanted something to come along and touch me like that.
Elizabeth, what's the matter with you?
Nothing, Hattie. Nothing.
You're doing it again, staring out at that hill. There ain't nothing out there but the highway and the road up to the house. Now, what are you expecting to see?
I was hoping to see a 1959 pink Thunderbird convertible come over that hill.
You got tears in your eyes. Don't you tell me nothing's the matter. What is it?
Roy's been gone 2 days.
Why, that son of a gun. No wonder you've been so weird. Here, you sit yourself down here. I'm going to fix you a drink, and you're going to tell me all about it.
But I don't want another drink.
Hush up. Hattie's taking care of you now. The doctor is in. I knew there was something wrong with you the minute I laid eyes on you. First, you didn't answer the doorbell, and as soon as I saw you, I could tell something was the matter. That son of a gun. Well, what brought it on this time?
I don't know. Things haven't been the same since he got back.
From Vietnam?
Yeah.
I know. I seen the change, but believe me, you've been perfect about it.
I haven't been anything. I haven't done anything. He was the one who went off for 2 years. He was the one who got shot up. He's the one who has the nightmares.
Nightmares?
Yeah, almost every night. Anyways, now he's back and he can't seem to get nothing started. He made me quit the job at the pharmacy. He works him at his dad's place, did some roughnecking out in the oil fields, but then he always gets into fights and gets himself fired.
Well, what's he got to say for himself?
He says he's looking for something.
What?
He doesn't know what. He says everything has changed here in Maynard.
Nothing's changed in Maynard since the Civil War.
I want him back the way it used to be.
Elizabeth, he's always been wild and unmanageable.
I don't want to manage him. I don't want to break his spirit. That's why I married him, his spirit. Roy Calder wasn't going to take no crap from anyone or anything. He and Wayne Wilder were going to shake up the world.
Need I remind you that Wayne Wilder is currently serving 5 to 10 for car theft?
Roy's different than Wayne.
I wouldn't be too sure.
I wish I knew he was safe. He could be hurt.
Or he could be with another woman.
I hope that's all it is.
Elizabeth, how can you say that?
Any man worthwhile is going to look at other women. It's natural. And sometimes they wander a bit.
A bit? That man's done more wandering than Lewis and Clark.
You're exaggerating.
Last year, he took off for 5 days.
Yeah, had himself quite the time.
You mean he told you what he did?
Oh, sure.
Well, you never told me.
No.
But I'm your best friend. You're supposed to tell me everything.
It was different then. We got in a fight and he left in a huff. He drove off to El Paso, picked up a girl hitchhiking.
What was her name?
Hattie, how should I know? She was a hitchhiker.
A little tramp, probably. A little hippie road brat. What'd she look like?
Blonde.
A little blonde hippie road brat that never washed or nothing, I'll bet.
Oh, yeah. And there was one other thing.
What?
She had a tattoo.
A tattoo? On her arm?
Not exactly on her arm.
God.
On her behind.
No! How disgusting! On her behind? What did it say?
Born to be wild.
Oh, Lord. Lord.
Then Roy went down to El Paso, got in a 4-day poker game, and just come on home.
You know, half his trouble is in that damn car of his.
What do you mean?
He gets behind the wheel of that car, and he thinks he's the cock of the wall and the best looking thing of these parts.
He still is.
Yeah,
Even the girls in high school today, I see them looking at him the way we used to.
I never looked at him that way.
Hattie, you still do.
I tell you, it's a damn car. When he gets in, he thinks he's young and free again. Somebody ought to take that car away from him.
I remember the first day he drove into town in that car.
So do I.
He worked 3 years, summers and winters for the down payment.
Only slightly used.
Roy and Wayne drove right through the center of town.
They look like a couple of sultans.
I remember, I was coming out of the drugstore with an ice cream cone.
What flavor?
Vanilla. And the sun off the hood of the car was blinding. I couldn't even see the car. Then it passed into a shadow, and I saw it for the first time. It was beautiful. And Roy hardly knew me then, but he waved at me, and I dropped my vanilla cone right there on the pavement. And I knew he was the one.
Yeah. All through high school, we double dated.
Remember driving, Sadie?
I sure do. More like wrestling matches.
One couple would get the car one night.
The other the next.
We'd drive around, and then go make out.
Wayne and me didn't even drive around.
God, I want them back. I wish tonight was 10 years ago, and Roy was coming to pick me up in that pink Thunderbird. I wish I could buy back some of those nights of summer I had in that car, where everything was cool and free, and driving along the highway away from this stupid town, with the wind coming at you and the stars all the way to the horizon, like diamonds all the way to dawn. What I wouldn't give to have one of those nights back again. God, I want them back. I wish tonight was 10 years ago, and Roy was coming to pick me up in that pink Thunderbird. I wish I could buy back some of those nights of summer I had in that car, where everything was cool and free, and driving along the highway away from this stupid town, with the wind coming at you and the stars all the way to the horizon, like diamonds all the way to dawn.
They took a lot of girls out in that car.
We were different.
Were we? Look how he's treating you now. Elizabeth, you're getting all sentimental and romantic. That happened to me once. I let a man run all over me.
What did you do?
I wrote a poem.
You?
Yep. Worst afternoon of my life. Never do it again. That's just what happens when you get all sentimental and romantic. You write poems, just like old Emily Dickens.
Emily Dickinson.
That's the one. Poor gal was a miserable, God-forsaken old maid all her life. And when she died, all that was left was a drawer full of poems.
What was your poem about, Hattie?
I wrote a poem about Wayne Wilder. He was a mean person, and it was a mean poem. It was right after high school graduation. Wayne told me he was jilting me. You and Roy was getting married, and Wayne Wilder was jilting me. Hit me like a ton of bricks. I went out back of the girls' gym, cried, and wrote a poem. I still remember it. Oh, Wayne, you don't know I love you so well. But you son of a gun, I hope you roast in hell. Not much of a poem, I guess, but then I decided to get practical like Hattie's always had to be. I went back to where everybody was in their caps and gowns, and I saw Vernon Dealin standing there. He'd just been fiddling under some car hood. Even in his cap and gown, his hands were dirty. But he was a good man, and I knew he liked me. I got him to take me out. I got him to propose, and within a month, we were married. Poor Vern never really knew what hit him.
Why are you telling me this?
Roy's just like Wayne. He ain't never gonna change.
Maybe not.
I've known you all my life. I know you need a marriage and you want a family. Am I right?
Yes.
Then wake up. You can't leave the important things in life like marriage and children up to the menfolk. If they had it their way, they'd just stick to their football and their fishing and their Thunderbirds and just be boys forever. Now, if Roy straightens up, that's one thing. If not, well, you gotta make a decision.
Maybe it's already been made for me.
What do you mean?
Nothing, Hattie. Forget I said that.
Don't tell me it's nothing. You're pregnant, aren't you?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it the minute I walked in here today. Elizabeth, that's wonderful.
What's wonderful about it? It comes at the worst possible time.
Wrong. It comes at the best possible time. Well, don't you see? This might be just the thing to make Roy straighten up and fly right.
And if it doesn't?
Then to hell with him.
I guess you're right.
Oh, honey, let me give you a hug. That's the smartest thing you ever did.
What do you mean?
Getting pregnant, of course.
I didn't get myself pregnant on purpose. I didn't plan it this way.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I don't know if Roy can take this right now. He doesn't know what he's doing with himself.
Well, that's not your problem.
It's every bit my problem. It couldn't be any more my problem.
I didn't mean to get you all upset. I just meant...
I know, Hattie. I'm sorry. I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
Oh. Well, sure. Sure. Say, mind if I use your phone?
Of course.
Figure I better check on the kids. No telling what devilment they've gotten up to. Everything gonna turn out fine. You'll see. Hello? Cheryl? Cheryl, dear. This is Mommy. Mommy. Your mother? Child needs a hearing aid. What's that, dear? Vernon Jr. threw a rock at you? Well, throw one back at him, honey. Show him who's boss, Cheryl. Sweetheart, put Grandma on the phone. Cheryl, this week. Sounds like they're running her ragged. Hello? Little Roger, is that you? I don't want to talk to you right now, Pumpkin. I want to talk to Grandma. 'Cause I want to talk to Grandma. Yes, Grandma does have baggy elbows. Now, let me talk to her. What's that? Honey, of course Mommy loves you. I love you all the same. Do I love you more than who? Fred Flintstone? Yes. More than Paul Newman? No. Fred Flintstone, yes. It's a grown-up joke, honey. Now put Grandma on. She's what? Tied up? You untie her right now, you hear me? You want to switching? Then you untie her right now. Marion, that you? I thought you were playing. Oh, good. I thought they had tied you up for real. How they doing? Yes. Yeah, I agree. There's too much violence on TV. Yes, I'll pick them up at 5. No, I won't be late. You have my solemn word. Goodbye. What's that? Little Roger? Yes, it's so nice to hear your voice again, too. You're playing what? Snapper? Vernon Jr. has climbed a tree in the backyard and he has a brick? Well, little Roger, listen and listen carefully. Under no circumstance go under that tree. He's gonna drop the brick on your head, sweetheart, so don't go under the tree. That's just what he wants. Okay. Okay. Yabba dabba do to you too. He'll walk right under that tree. That child has no more sense than God gave a screwdriver.
What's Abba Dabba do?
Yabba dabba do. That's what Fred Flintstone says when he's happy. Elizabeth, what's the matter?
There's a car coming down the road.
Is it Roy?
I can't tell. No.
Well, who could it be? You expecting someone?
No.
Isn't that just the way? Here you are, all pregnant and depressed, and people are dropping in unannounced.
Wait, I did call up Fuller Noise about the air conditioning.
Oh my God.
What?
That's who it is. It's Amy Lee Fullernoy.
Well, I asked them to send somebody out, but I didn't think they would send Amy Lee.
Of course not. What does Amy Lee Fullernoy know about fixing air conditioners?
I don't know.
Not a damn thing. I wonder what she wants. Are you friends with her all of a sudden?
Of course not.
Good, because our bridge club isn't talking to her bridge club.
I know, and I think it's ridiculous.
Of course it is, but they started it. Theirs is practically the only other game in town. If we combine groups, we'd have better games. We could have teams, tournaments. We could have round robins, goddammit, but no, they won't play with us.
That's not true. Amy Lee and her group belong to the country club. That's where they play all their games. We can't play with them because we don't belong. Those are the rules.
Well, they're dumb rules.
But it's like Amy Lee says. What's the point of the country club if you can't keep people out?
Well, I agree, keep some people out, but why does it have to be me?
I'll join the damn thing if it means so much to you.
You best believe I am. As soon as I get Vernon off his behind and making more money. Lord, that man's hard to motivate. It's like pulling a mule through mud. Don't answer it.
Why?
Because it's Amy Lee Fullernoy.
That's no excuse.
She'll ruin our afternoon.
Hattie.
Amy Lee is so tacky. She thinks she's cute, but she's tacky.
Hold on, Amy Lee. I'm coming.
I wonder who picks out her wardrobe. Ray Charles. Ray Charles, get it?
Hold on, Amy Lee. I'm coming.
Ray Charles. That was a good one. God. I hate Amy Lee. Amy Lee.
Hattie.
I can't believe it.
Oh no.
Why, Hattie, your new dress looks a lot like Amy Lee's, doesn't it?
That's because it's the exact same dress.
You two must have the same designer. Was it, Hattie? Mr. Charles, wasn't it?
Yes, Mr. Charles.
Mr. Charles? Who's he?
Frenchman. Lives in Dallas. Anyway, it looks real nice on you, Amy Lee.
Oh, yours does too.
God, I feel like a bookend.
Can I get you something?
I can only stay a minute. I've something in the oven that'll burn if I don't get back.
You sure?
Oh, stay.
Well, what were you two having?
Oh, just a little highball.
A highball?
It's a drink.
Hattie, Amy Lee's a Baptist.
Sorry.
Oh, I take a drink every now and then. Just a back porch Baptist.
Would you like a bourbon and Coke?
Just a wee one.
That a girl. My, what a big box. Have you been shopping?
Oh no.
Still, it's an awfully big package.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir. Sure is a big box.
What have you been up to, Amy Lee?
Oh, been busy as a bee. I'm on the entertainment committee for the country club and the recreation committee for First Baptist.
That sounds tough.
It is, because there's very few fun things a Baptist can do without risking damnation.
And the country club committee too?
I am the entertainment committee.
No one to help you?
Clar Sims.
I see what you mean.
One can't expect many clever ideas from a woman that's had 2 strokes in 1 year.
No.
No. I love the way you're wearing your hair, Hattie.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just as cute as a bug.
Cute as a bug?
I mean button. Cute as a button. Well, Elizabeth, how's Roy?
Roy? Roy's fine, Amy Lee.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear it.
How's Cletus?
He is doing so well in the store. Cletus is so funny. I have to keep a short rein on him, though, or he'd just overstock everything.
Well, we wouldn't want that to happen.
No, indeed.
Lord, this is a big box, Amy Lee.
Honey, quit worrying about that box. Well, Hattie, what have you been doing with yourself?
Honey, keeping up with 3 kids is a full-time job.
Cletus and I, of course, want children.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just dead for some. I don't want to be tied down just yet. Children could be such a lot of trouble.
Well, of course they can be if they do not receive proper disciplinary guidance. Children must be taught.
I'm sure you are aware of these problems since your children are so high-spirited themselves.
Yes, but well-behaved. Now you take my little Cheryl. A perfect angel.
What about Vernon Jr.?
And little Roger is adorable. He's so quiet. For the first month, we thought he was deaf.
And Vernon Jr.
What about him?
My neighbors, the Burns, had some trouble with Vernon.
You friends with the Burns?
I'm neighborly with them, but never friendly. I don't want to give them the wrong impression.
So, one of the kids played with Vernon.
Yes, he's just now getting out of that cast.
What's his name?
Chester Burns.
I know the Burns boy. A born liar.
Hattie, it's for you.
His father was a liar too. Bobby Burns. Remember, we went to grade school with him. Lyman and Burns, we used to call him. Excuse me.
Of course.
It's Marion.
Are the kids acting up?
Something about a bonfire?
Hello? Marion, what's the matter, honey? Why are you coughing? Do you have a cold? Oh, that much smoke, huh? Well, we'll turn on the fan. How are the kids? They did what? Oh, no, they wouldn't do that to Poochie. They love that dog. At least they wouldn't do it on purpose. Yes. Yes. Well, you know, Poochie's a Pekingese and they have long hair. They catch on fire easily. Well, yes. Well, Marion, look, it could have been worse. It was just the tail.
What was all that about?
Oh, Marion's dog. Poochie's tail caught on fire, and she's trying to frame my children. She's overprotective over that animal.
Well, would you look at all this?
It's nothing.
It looks real nice, Elizabeth.
It's only crackers and dip. What brings you out this way, Amy Lee?
Just to visit
Uh-huh.
and do some business.
Uh-huh.
Girls, it's that time of year again at First Baptist.
Not the pancake supper.
You guessed.
How much are the tickets?
$5.
That's a lot to pay for a stack of flapjacks.
All the proceeds go to charity.
Last year's were leathery. They made me sick.
Our mission in Paraguay has worked wonders.
Paraguay? Where's that?
South America. It's a very backward country.
No wonder it's backwards. Only people there are people from game shows and Baptists.
What?
Never mind.
Anyways, their souls need saving there. The people are starving to death. We bring them Jesus.
If they're starving, then why don't you bring them a hot meal?
All we do. All sorts of good things.
Like what?
Powdered milk. Beans and eggs.
Yummy.
The underdeveloped countries need the blood of the lamb.
The blood of the lamb?
Yes. The forgiveness of God, the compassion of Christ, Christian charity. And we gotta hurry, because those Catholics got a head start on us.
Frankly, I say let him have it.
Elizabeth, communism flourishes in Catholic countries. You're raised Methodist, that's practically Baptist. You ought to know that.
Well, I don't.
Hattie, how were you raised?
With the stick.
Oh, that's right.
Spare the rod and spoil the child.
I forgot your people are from Mississippi.
Yes, they were in agriculture.
Anyways, in Catholic countries, Protestant missions are the only thing standing between us and the Red Threat.
Lord, Amy Lee. It sounds like you've joined the John Burke Society.
Honey, I can't. I'm involved in too much club work as it is.
Here's my 5.
Think of this as a contribution to the kingdom of heaven.
Will the kingdom of heaven take a check?
Uh-huh. A contribution to a better world, and isn't that what we all want for our children as mothers and mothers-to-be?
Don't worry, Amy Lee. You're a real mother already. Excuse me, I've got to go to the little girl's room.
Hattie's had a few.
I never listen to Hetty when she's talking like a sharecropper's daughter, which she is.
What's in the box?
What box?
That box.
Oh, I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. It's the air filter.
What air filter?
For your air conditioner.
I don't need one.
What? Cletus told me you did.
My filter's fine. It's the motor. Damn thing won't turn on.
Oh,
Yes.
well, Cletus told me y'all talked and he said it might be your air filter. So I decided to run one out.
No, I didn't talk to Cletus.
Oh,
No, I talked to James.
oh, that's right. Cletus told me that James had taken the order and said it sounded like it might be your air filter. So I decided to run one out.
Oh, well, bless your heart. What do you need here, Amy Lee?
Where's the box?
There.
Oh, thank God. Wouldn't want you to lose it.
So?
Yeah, so?
How have you been, Hattie?
Fine.
I'm so glad. How's Vernon?
Well, You never ask about Vernon. What the hell's going on here? What have you two been talking about? Have you two been talking about me? God, I leave the room for 2 seconds and people talk about me? I'm an object of gossip.
No, we haven't been talking about you, Hattie.
Well, good.
No, but I think Amy Lee was about to tell me something.
Well, Elizabeth.
Go on, Amy Lee.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, not in front of Hattie.
What do you mean, not in front of Hattie? Anything you can say to her, you can say to me.
Go on, Amy Lee.
Well, it's about Roy.
What about Roy?
It pains me to say this. I saw Roy yesterday.
Really? Where?
Here in Maynard.
And?
Well, he wasn't alone.
Who was he with?
It pains me to say this.
Force yourself.
Margaret Crowell.
Margaret Crowell?
Yes.
Thank you, Amy Lee.
I thought you should know.
Thank you.
I thought you should hear from someone who cares. I'm sorry.
Why?
Well, because...
Oh, I knew Roy was with Margaret Crowell.
You did?
Did?
Yeah, he called yesterday. He was late for supper. He called and he said he'd given Margaret Crowell a lift.
Oh, Elizabeth.
You see, there.
I feel terrible.
You ought to.
I feel horrible.
People like you start rumors.
It's okay, Amy Lee.
Vicious tongues.
You want me to go. I know you do.
Sit down.
How can you stand to look at me?
It's not easy.
Sit down. I'll fix you a drink.
Let me fix it.
Elizabeth, can you forgive me?
I forgive you, Amy Lee.
Oh, you're a Christian soul? Isn't she a Christian soul?
Hell, we're all Christian souls.
Elizabeth, I feel so bad.
Forget it.
So many bad marriages in Maynard lately have made me unnaturally suspicious.
What do you mean?
The American family's just falling apart.
Cheers.
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 Ooh, that's strong.
The second sip is always smoother.
You're right.
Now, what's all this about bad marriages?
Well, it's just Maynard, Texas has become another Peyton place. That's all.
Well, tell.
People are just running around on each other.
Well, who?
Lorette Weems.
Who would run around with Lorette Weems?
No, her husband's been running around on her.
I don't blame him.
This is her third marriage.
Sure is.
Yes, there's something seriously wrong with Lorette's approach on modern marriage.
Who else?
Dorothy Hicks is expecting.
What do you expect? She's Catholic.
But 6 children.
She doesn't have children. She drops litters. Who else?
Jenny Jo Gilcrease.
Divorced?
Pregnant.
No, they can't afford that child.
Of course not.
What does their husband do?
Works at an amusement park in Snyder. runs the go-kart ride.
Oh, brother.
But want to hear the best part?
What?
He doesn't want the child.
Oh, no.
Yes. She told me that he told her that if she got pregnant, it was her tough luck. She could just raise it herself.
That man's got no sense of responsibility.
But listen to this.
There's more?
Do you know what Jenny Jo is contemplating?
What?
Abortion.
Abortion?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Where'd she get it? I don't know. She can't get one in Maynard. She'd have to go to some place that didn't have any morality, like Dallas or Houston.
But can you imagine her position?
She shouldn't have gotten herself pregnant by a man who raced go-karts.
Hattie, you're being heartless.
Hattie's just telling it like it is. I know plenty of people who've married for money.
I wish you could hear yourselves.
Why?
What's up?
So, Jenny Jo has gone and gotten herself pregnant. What business of this is yours? So her husband doesn't want it. What business of this is yours? She probably told y'all because she had nobody else to talk to. Somebody she could open up to. God, don't you know she feels like the loneliest person in the world?
Elizabeth, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we shouldn't have picked on that poor, pregnant Catholic girl like that.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what got into me there. I didn't mean to spoil the party. Here, have some dip.
This is good dip.
Fresh avocados. I grow 'em myself out in the garden. Well, Amy Lee. So, how's your bridge game, girl?
Oh, that? It's fine.
Don't tell me you've given up on bridge.
Well, no.
Thank heavens. It took me forever to learn bridge.
But in just a few months, I doubt whether anyone will be playing bridge at all.
What?
You mean you haven't heard the news?
News? What news?
Haven't you heard?
No, what news?
Elizabeth, surely you know.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, you must.
I tell you, she doesn't.
How do you know?
Because if she knew, she'd tell me, and then I'd know, but she didn't, so I don't. So what news?
Bridge is on its way out.
Oh, God.
There is a new game.
Is it hard?
It's an Oriental parlor game.
Is it harder than bridge?
What's its name?
I'm sure it's going to be the new rage.
What's the name of it?
But I just got through learning bridge.
Hush up, Hattie. What's its name, Amy?
Mahjong.
Mahjong.
Mahjong. I've heard of that game.
Well, I haven't.
Trudy Stevens just got back from Neiman Marcus, and she bought a Mahjong set.
That sounds like Trudy.
Don't you just know it's going to be hard?
We don't know if it's going to be hard. It might not be bad.
I'm real good at Chinese checkers.
See you there.
This is nothing like Chinese checkers. Mahjong is a cultured parlor game that has been around for thousands of years.
See, they've had all that time to make it even harder.
Settle down. You don't know if it's going to be hard.
It's very hard.
I knew it.
Even Trudy Stevens can't figure it out, and she does comparative shopping.
Hattie, you're getting worked up over nothing.
You mustn't let it upset you so.
I'm not upset. How do you play the game?
It's played with tiles.
Tiles. Bathroom tiles?
No, silly. Ivory tiles, like dominoes, only instead of little dots, Each represents a different style of tile, like you'll have 4 winds or 3 bamboos or 5 dragons. Then you pass to your left, then to your right. Then there's your courtesy pass, a whirlwind of excitement. Oh, then you want to build your wall.
Stop! I ain't building nothing. Bamboos, winds, dragons, it's no good. It took me a year to learn bridge. I concentrated my entire being on bridge. I neglected my housework. My children nearly starved for bridge, which I finally learned, but I can't do it again. I can't go through that hell again. It'd kill me.
Well, of course, if you don't want to learn how to play the game, you won't be able to play.
Shut up. I'll play if I want to.
You won't play if you don't know the rules.
I'll know the rules because we're still going to play bridge. We're not changing games in midstream.
Addie.
What are you talking about?
I know what you're doing. You're trying to pull a fast one. You and Trudy Stevens are the only two that know the rules. You're trying to get us all to play the stupid game so you two can clean up.
We are not.
You two just want to be a couple of mahjong hustlers. I know for a fact that you and her cheat at bridge.
What?
What did you come over for?
To give Elizabeth this.
Yes, and what is this? Is it mahjong? I've been waiting to know all afternoon. Are these the tiles? God, they're big.
These aren't tiles.
Well, what's in there?
An air filter.
What's all this got to do with an Oriental parlor game?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. God, you're stupid. You're an idiot. You're just as stupid as that husband of yours, and he's a moron.
Are you calling me a moron?
No, you're just an idiot. He's the moron.
Shut up, Amy Lee.
Watch what you say about Vernon Dealin. He's twice the man Skeeter Fullernoy is.
They don't call him Skeeter no more.
Everybody calls him Skeeter.
He may have been Skeeter once, but he's married to me now, and he ain't never gonna be Skeeter again.
How come?
Because of the appliance store, the Chamber of Commerce, and the country club. That's how come.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm breaking into that country club next year.
Huh? You in what army?
You can't keep me out.
What makes you think I can't?
Why, you little brat.
Calm down, the both of you.
She can't talk to me that way. We grew up together, Amy Lee Bradley. Your folks were just as poor as mine.
Yeah, but at least my daddy wasn't a sharecropper.
Yeah, well, at least I didn't marry for money.
Yes, I married Skeeter Fullernoy. And I've done all right for myself. I'm in the country club, aren't I? There was nobody eligible in this stupid town, and we all know that. Wayne Wilder was the best thing that ever happened to you, and he was a car thief.
Amy Lee!
Wayne jilted you. You married Vernon and got pregnant right off the bat. That always seemed funny to me.
Take that back.
I don't have to.
You do if you want to stay healthy.
I want to go home.
Sure you don't want to.
No? Home. I want to thank you for the real nice day.
Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine. Perfectly fine. Well, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Amy Lee.
Thank you for buying tickets to the pancake supper.
Thank you, Amy Lee.
Damn, that's a pretty sunset.
Yeah, it's my favorite time.
That's one thing Texas is good for, sunsets.
It's the only time when things get soft. Oh, look, Addie, the evening star.
Elizabeth, that was quick thinking about Margaret Crowell.
Hattie,
Huh?
I'm sorry it never worked out for you and Wayne.
What's that supposed to mean?
I think that's what this afternoon's all been about. Me and Roy, Wayne and you.
Hell no. That's all over with years ago. I'm better off with old Vernon. He isn't worth kicking off the porch, but we're comfortable together. Now, Wayne was. He was too. How Wayne was Wayne. Sure, I loved him, you bet.
Well, I love Roy, Hattie, and he needs me right now. He doesn't know it, but he does, and I'm gonna be here for him.
Well, I gotta go get the kids.
Okay,
Never did finish folding your laundry.
I'll get to it.
You hang on to Roy.
I intend to.
He's the last wild thing left around here. Talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, call me.